And just like that, we are all Patriots. What is going on, y'all? It's your boy, Anthony Greenfield. We are back for another episode of Ant-Archy. That's right. Ant-Archy is coming back for another week. Oh, my God. My camera's kind of high. I want y'all to look at my dirty clothes over there. But anyway, yes, Ant-Archy is back for another episode. And today, I actually want to talk about something a little bit different. But first, let me give you a heads up on the Patriots. A lot of y'all might say, oh my God, the Patriots suck. Oh my God, the Patriots are back. Well, guess what? We're on a 4-game win streak. We just beat the Titans. We just beat the Cam Ward and the Titans and the frauds. They're bums. They suck. Some people want to say, oh, that was the Patriots' worst game in the 4-game winning streak. But I say, who cares? In that 4-game winning streak, they now have had 2 defensive touchdowns. One against the Panthers and one against the Titans. And the next people we play, we're playing Cleveland in Foxborough. That is our next opponent. Cleveland in Foxborough, and Drake May's about to go crazy. Drake May out there completely pats it like it's cool to him. You thought, listen, just picture this for a second. If I would have told you, why did they backtrack? If I would have told you that 91% of your grade, right, was off of you answering 100 questions. You answered a math test. It was 100 questions long. And you got 91 of them right. You would have thought, oh, well, those are all easy questions. Those are all like 2 + 2, 1 + 1, and what comes after 3. You would have thought like those are super simple math questions. No. What if I told you I gave one of my 7th graders an 100-question test on proportional relationships and percentages? And what if I told you that one kid got 91 of the questions right, and he even took time to think of his own and show his work? When I tell you, that's what Drake May basically did. Just to put it like in a school sense, that's basically what Drake May did. Drake May had 91.5% completion in that game, higher than Tom Brady's best game. The greatest quarterback of all time just got beat by the current gen quarterback of the Patriots. And you want to tell me Drake May is not top 5? If you want to look me dead in my face and tell me Drake May is not top 5, who are you putting before him? Well, yes, who are you putting before him? The only three that I will accept is Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only 3 I will accept. Anybody else is for debate. I will debate you. You know what? I'll even go as far as this. Drake May is so far, the best QB out of that 2024 draft class. Out of every QB in that draft class, Drake May is the best. Drake May is better than Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy. Spencer Rattler in 24? I think he was. Spencer Rattler. Oh, we all knew that one. Who else was it? Who else was in that draft class? I gotta remember. But Drake May is better than all of them. Point blank, period. But the real stuff, what I want to talk about today, I want to talk about everybody's schooling. So school has been in session for, what is it, October? Like a month and a half now, almost 2 months. And at least for my county, we're coming up on the end of the first quarter. And the one thing I have to say is make sure you're doing all of your work. Make sure you're doing all of your grades. Because personally, how are you in the first quarter and you already have a C somewhere? Now, granted, some teachers are lenient, some teachers suck. I'm not gonna defend them. Some teachers suck. Some of them I already know. But if it's the first quarter, how do you have lower than a B? The first quarter is basically like an intro to the course. I mean, that's how I run my classroom. The first quarter is basically an intro to the course. And if you have a C or lower, you just don't pay attention. Like, you just rather talk with your friends, be on your phone, be in the hallway, don't turn work in, and then take a nap. Pretty much do everything but the work. You'll find a way to get out of the classroom. You'll find a way to do whatever. If you're finished with a B, all right, that's cool, that's fine. If you finish with anything lower than a C, no. That is strictly you not trying to do work. Now, once a quarter 2 comes around, now things start to ramp up. So as the first quarter's come to a close, no matter what county you're in, no matter where you are, if your first quarter is ending, the first quarter of school is coming to a close, and you guys need to get your work in. You guys have stuff to do. You have work you need to turn in, and you guys need to pay attention in class. I'm gonna say this because I be giving grades out for kids who participate in my class. So the kids that actually answer questions, kids that want to come out to the board and answer the question, kids that want to do the problem and want to work it out, they get points for that. But kids who just sit back, don't do anything, take a nap, be on their phones, and play with whatever is within their hand, like within their arm's reach, they get zeros. And watch, when I go to school the next day, I promise you, I'm going to have 500 kids in my room talk about some Mr. Greenfield, but what happened to this? Why is my grade this? Why is my grade that? What's going on? Why did my grade drop? Well, guess what? Because you don't participate in class. You don't want to come up here and actually do the work. You rather sit at your desk, be quiet, get on your phone, and ignore me. But then when I ask you a question, now you're confused because you don't know. Because I put you on the spot. Exactly. And that's what I do in my classroom. And you know what? All this is subjective to me because I can't tell you what other teachers do in their classroom. I can't tell you that because every classroom is different. At least that's what I believe in. I believe every classroom is different. Every classroom is run differently. Some of them may have the same rule. Obviously, they all have the same school rules. No phones, no hoodies, no Crocs. That's pretty much generic. But some may be like, hey, I'll let you turn work in, but only 3 days after. But another classroom can be like, you cannot turn in any late work. If I don't get it by this day, it's 0. Or, okay, I'll help you with this and this and this. While other is, you have a packet, you have a book, that's your work. I'll help you, I'll guide you to the right path, but I'm not giving you the answer. Some teachers' classrooms, you're more, how should I say this? You're more assisted than others. But in other classrooms, it's more of a fend for yourself and survive. And I'm not gonna lie, some of these teachers, like, they're asking for a parent-teacher conference. Me personally, I don't want to have them. I don't like having parent-teacher conferences. I don't like hearing, oh, but why does my child have this grade? Because if I actually told you what your kid does, you would yell at me too. Why didn't you let me know? Why didn't you tell me? Well, because parents have, I want to say this a certain way. Parents have something better to do with their time. Now, I understand it's your child and what's something you want to do, but I'm not calling no parents all just because, little Timmy was cussing in class. Okay, so? I mean, yeah, cussing is bad, but so? If I was a parent and the school called me talking about hey, he has a potty mouth. We don't do that here. Okay, I'll fix it, but don't call me again after that. If it's not a fight, my kid is injured, my kid is in life-threatening situations, or my kid is being bullied and no one's doing nothing about it, that's different. But if it's something small like, oh, he had his hoodie on. She had her AirPods in. They have Crocs on. They have this, they have that. Oh, but we're doing this way. All right. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Maybe that's just me and it's how I think, but I think it's low-key kind of stupid on how small and minuscule the school will call parents for. And look, I'm a teacher. Like, I'm one of those people to where, like, you have to be a really messed up individual for me to call your parents. You truly have to be somebody that just doesn't want to do anything. Like, I'll call your parents if you walk into my classroom, sit down, then distract everybody around you. But when I ask you a question, you don't know. But then when it's time for you to turn in work, you'll copy other people's work and then turn it as your own. I've seen that so many times. So many. Like, you wouldn't believe how much I've seen it. There are times to where I'm telling kids, hey, Turn this work in. Hey, write this down. Write down this formula. Do this, do this, do this, and then turn it in, and then you're done. And then they'll turn around and be like, oh, but wait, when did we do this? When did we do this? We went over that one. We went over number 2 already. We went over number 4 already. We're doing number 5 right now. We started this paper 40 minutes ago. And we're just now on question 5. Oh, but wait, I wasn't ready. I was in the bathroom. I wasn't paying attention. But guess what? I don't care. I don't care. You were in this classroom the same time you were in the rest of these kids, but you choose to be a distraction. You choose to not listen. You choose to not do the work. So whatever your grade about to be is what your grade about to be. So if your parents are mad, you walking home with a C. Your parents mad, you coming home with a D. Your parents upset because you can't do work. That's not my problem. I can tell you so many times, you need to do the work. You need to be quiet. You need to stop talking. You need to do this. And I don't want to bother the guidance counselors. Like my student advocate, like I know he be getting run dry. Like he be getting run thin. Half the time when I call him, bro, like he's not here. He's nowhere to be found. Gone. Like disappeared. Who knows where Buddy has been? And I'll be like, hey, you know what? Hey, I need you to come to my room. This kid is being really disruptive. No answer. Nothing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take matters in my own hands because he's not answering. I'll call another guidance counselor. She's out of the building. I'll call another guidance counselor. She's in the meeting. And I'm just like, what do you want me to do? I know this school better not ask me. And I know I may, hey, look, it may be a clutchy rant right now or clutchy yap, whatever you want to call it. But, oh yeah, start that trend in the comments. Clutchy yap or clutchy rant. I'm probably gonna put that as the title of this video. But why are you getting mad at me if I don't call a guidance counselor for a kid being disruptive? Because where were you when I needed you? I called you, you didn't answer. So how is that my fault? And 3, wait, is it 3 or maybe 2? I think it's 2. But also 2, if a kid is being disruptive, and look, you can click off the video if you want to. I solely believe you can hit that kid with a ruler. Because I've had some parents come and tell me, Mr. Greenfield, you have full authority to hit my child. If they cannot do good, if they are not listening, I give you full permission to hit them. I remember one kid last year. I had a parent teacher come with his mom, and it was after like he wasn't going to class. He wasn't doing no work. He kept being disruptive and being in the hallway. This kid was like crazy, off the chain. Had a parent-teacher conference. She come in guns blazing. Start talking about something. Hey, what's going on with this? Here. Start telling me all the assignments he's missing. And I'm like, yeah, here's the assignment that we did. Here's the assignments he's missing. I didn't get any of it. I'm going to show you what he did show me. Half of his work wasn't done. And he wasn't in class, like ever. So then when she left, as she was leaving, she goes, oh, Mr. Greenfield, if you ever have a problem with my son, I give you full authority to put him on his neck. I'm like, oh. That's the best thing a parent can tell me. Because do you know how many kids I would put in, I mean, like, choke slam? Like, if we were in a WWE wrestling ring, bro, I would come from the top rope and just drop that elbow right in your shoulder blade, right in your neck. Drop that elbow right in your neck. And I'm doing that. Because, like, you got to understand, these kids be talking to you crazy, especially 7th graders, or they be talking to you crazy. They talk like they own you or something, or like you have to abide by the rules. That's the thing that be getting me sometimes. These kids be talking crazy, but they think like, oh, just because you're a teacher, you can't talk about crazy. Who said that? Who said that? Not I. Not me. I didn't say that. You talk to me crazy, I'm gonna talk to you crazy. You think you run my classroom? All right, cool. Run my classroom with knowing that you have an E in my class. Do that. And then see what your parents say. Oh, this kid wants to run around. This kid wants to do this. This kid wants to not do work. All right, cool. So if you think you run the classroom, try to help everybody with that E in the grade book. And then tell me what your parents think about that. And one more thing as I'm still ranting, It's starting to become like a pet peeve of mine that girls are doing their makeup at 9:30 in the morning, maybe like 10 a.m. It really irritates me when I'm trying to do a lesson and I see like one of the girls like just pretending like a mirror, just like doing their lashes like right in front of my face. And I'm like, do you know the answer to this question? Do you know what I just said? They're like, hold on, I'm doing my edges. Hold on, I'm doing my lashes real quick. And I'm like, so you're telling me your beauty is more important than knowing math? You're not looking good for nobody. Why are you trying to do your lashes at 10 a.m. in the morning? Why? Like that doesn't make sense. And I promise you, that is starting to irritate me. Like it's starting to irritate me so bad that I may just give a kid a 0 if they choose to do their makeup over doing their math work. And I hope some of my students watching this, you guys will learn for yourself. Stop doing your makeup and stop doing your lashes in your first mock class. It is not important. I do not care who says what, who you're looking for. It does not matter. I do not care. Stop doing your lashes. I'm sorry. Ugh. I got caught up in a moment because I thought I was talking to the one student I'm thinking of. But doing your lashes or doing your makeup, I won't even say makeup because I haven't had a girl do their actual makeup. I've had girls do their lashes, their edges, and yeah. But don't do your edges during my class and don't do your lashes. That's starting to be a pet peeve of mine. It really is. Because when I get to school tomorrow, I'm gonna ask another teacher and see what do they do during his class. If they do the same thing, all right, I'm like, all right, cool. So now I know I'm not the only one. Because if I figure out I'm the only one, then it's gone. It's done. I'm over it. And it's getting handled today. But my God, if they do it in his class too, then I'll be like, all right, so it's not the only one. So I'm not the only one. So now I don't feel as bad. Now I don't feel like all right, now I gotta put my foot down and be dominant. I don't like doing it. I know I like being a cool, chill teacher to where it'd be like, hey man, what's up? How you feeling? You good? All right, cool. What them grades looking like? Oh, you got straight A's, you got A's and B's. You maybe got like 1 C. All right, cool. I got you. Just get that C up and you be straight. I like talking with anime to the kids. I like talking football. I like talking video games. Like, bro, if I know about it, I would love to talk about it. And my students can tell you, like, I'll be watching anime during class. Like, I'll be showing anime during class. I will play football highlights during class. I will talk about what game is good and what game is bad during class. Even when I send a kid to the bathroom and that kid's been gone for longer than 15 minutes, I'd be like, hey, so-and-so, I'm calling in the UAV. Go find him. The kids love that so much. They'd be like, wait, I don't have enough money. And I'll tell them, hey, the buy station has a fire sale going on. I'll drop you some bread. Go get that UAV. They'd be like, bet. Leave the classroom, come back, chilling. All right. So here's what I want to do with the ending, because it's around my time and I want to get that clutchy rant out because sometimes working in school is so good, other time it sucks. But I want to say thank you everybody for listening to me rant and going on. Make sure you get your grades in. Make sure you get everything straight, because that is what it is about. Excuse me. You are at the end of the first quarter. You should not have any missing assignments. Go up to your teachers and tell them, hey, what am I missing? How can I fix it? If some teachers may say no, and don't get discouraged about that. It's just one of the cases of tough luck. Boo-hoo, why, when, cry me a river. It's one of the instances where, like, you know what? You just take the L and just do it next quarter. But if some teacher actually give you that space to finish it, you gotta honor that. I'm not gonna lie. Because going back and giving kids second chances on grades is telling me, like, all right, maybe I should like actually listen the first time so that way the teacher don't have to do it again. Like some teachers will do extra work just for them to go back. But that is the rest of my time, guys. Everybody stay blessed, stay passionate, stay positive, guys. Get those grades up. Whoop!